what's happening, Big Cat? Hey, we back in this thing. K2 Goody Sleep with a Cutter. If you see me in the other videos with the black jacket got too hot in that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what I was thinking. That shit was getting hot. But anyway, hey, we here to talk about Big Sean. So Big Sean tearfully recalls a moment that he almost abandoned rap dreams. He was so depressed. Later on this story, there's just an old story I'm catching up on. We here to talk. So it's just like with this whole Big Sean thing, if you haven't seen him trying to put out an album, him pushing back the album, at the time of recording, at least, you see, I put this on the albums on niggas like, yo, you wrong, he put that shit out. Anyways, and all this stuff that was going on, him needing to go get his mental health right before he could come back and make proper music, and this whole him trying to come back and put out his music, the whole Big 3 thing, his album getting leaked and all this. So I just thought this would be something interesting to cover, just to get into his mind state a little bit. Because to be fair, as much as we complain about like Drake being around so much and he should take a break, like, and you know, J. Cole and Kendrick, and like, yeah, you could say we know bits and pieces, but again, maybe I don't pay attention to him as much. We don't know much about Big Sean. We know a story how, like, you know, him getting signed by Kanye, good music, and him coming up. But I feel like especially around Detroit too, there's definitely been a shift and a change to him. And I feel like we don't really know him now. Yeah, we might know him before, but we don't really know about him now. So, like, yeah, there's a little bit of a conversation to be had. So I wanted to speak on this. So anyways. Big Sean shed tears while recalling the moment he almost abandoned his dreams of rapping, noting that he was depressed. The Detroit rapper stopped by Charlemagne the God's Out of Context, I guess this was a show or a podcast, on Friday, August 7th. Oh, fuck, I'm late on this shit. To discuss fatherhood, new music, and his rap career. While chatting about the highs and lows of his life in the spotlight, Sean reflected on just how far he's come. Sean began, I had found this list before. I rapped for Ye that I wrote down. I was lightweight into it, but I was just busy. I was in high school. I saw this list. I saw the list that said Good Music, number 1, number 2, Rockefeller, number 3, Shady Records, number 4, Grand Hustle, number 5, Interscope. I just had a list of these are the top 5 labels I want to be signed to. Good Music was number 1, and I saw that. And I was on that path. It was one of them omens. It was just one little thing I needed to realize. I can do this, bro. I met Ye and rapped for him. He said he wanted to sign me. He continued. I just manifested and visualized the paperwork coming in. In that time, bro, in that 1 year, I was so depressed that I just wanted to give up bad. Charlemagne asked if he wanted to give up on rap or life. And Sean added, just on the rap, of course. When you're depressed, you always think about unaliving yourself. I wasn't being that dramatic then, but I was just like, okay, I'm done. I remember I applied for community college. I remembered my grandma was like, just apply for community college. I just remember my mom being like, what are you doing? It was a moment, dog. Sean grew weepy when recalling his mom encouraging him to keep chasing his dream. And hey, if you want to see the clip below, you can go check it out. Like, again, other person's content, I can't play that here. I ain't trying to get no copyright strike. I ain't a big channel, so it's going to take long for me to get rid of it. But anyways, the I Know rapper has come a long way since those early doubts, and it sounds like he'll be as confident as ever on his forthcoming album, Better Me Than You. Last month, he released a trailer for the project, which included some mysterious graphics. The psychedelic clip was soundtracked by an unreleased song featuring a funky bass line, spacey synths, and pounding percussion, and showed four pie-shaped graphs at the end. Sean Don broke down what they mean. I was making this album. I was going through. I felt like the same for emotions, really. He explained, and I remember I sat down and drew this chart one day that just represented how I was feeling. I hand drew it and I was like, man, I never really saw this chart before. I ended up getting it animated, and it's 4 different charts that represent 4 different feelings, 4 different moods of the album, 4 different emotions that I was going through personally. He continued, First of all, I was under a lot of pressure, but going through that pressure led to clarity, which led me to being able to focus on happiness and living in that happiness briefly, and then going right back to the pressure. But I drew these graphs out. And it really just brought the album to life for me. That's crazy that, sorry, after reading this, and I'm not trying to make light of this, that's crazy, like, after reading his thoughts, like, at the end of this article, they're like, yo, just in case if you're going through some stuff to reach out to me. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, as you can see here, famous people as well go through stuff. They have doubts, bro. These motherfuckers ain't perfect. I know we see them, like, the glitz and the glamour, the outfits and shit. We're like, oh my God, they're great, yada, yada, you did, blah, blah. You know, but they go through shit as well at the end of the day. And honestly, I can't wait to hear this Big Sean project. Like, it's something to talk about. I remember after I listened to Detroit 2, I didn't think Detroit 2 was bad, but I was just like, So, with this album, and I might have to go back and listen to my own review. Sorry about the yawn. But, definitely, I feel like he's going to have a little bit more on here. He's taking his break. Of course, he has a family with Janae. I believe they have children or a child, you know, and he's doing this thing. I do feel like growth. And honestly, in general, I do feel I get it in the aspect of you want to be on top. You want your name to keep buzzing. Some of you don't want to afford a break, especially the younger artists. You want to, like, you know, y'all just got on. You're trying to get your feet running in this. Yeah, but the more established artists, y'all built and cultivated your fan base to the point you can take breaks. You don't drop every year. Those artists, I feel like y'all need to take more breaks and just live life. A lot of the time we be having the critique about Drake that we can't really relate to him because he's always fucking around. He's always dropping a project. And I feel like if he sat down, lived life, and went away for a bit, it would refresh us and refresh him a bit. You know, don't get me wrong, we're still going to get certain songs made for the club and all of that. That's all going to be in there. But, like, when it comes to, like, more introspective things, yeah, you know, we need more of that. And I feel like Sean will give us a lot of introspection on this album that I can't wait to hear at the end of the day. But I feel like, honestly, more artists should be more open like this and just talk about their doubts. Because us as consumers and as fans and as listeners, we always see, like, oh, them doing all of this, you know. I feel like that's why part of the reason we're so in love, or we've fallen in love with Cardi B, it's not just the music, it's the personality as well. Because we've seen her on Love and Hip Hop, we've seen the messed up too. We kind of seen her rise from where she was to where she is now. And she took us on that journey. I feel like that's why we're very supportive of her. A lot of these artists, yeah, we do know them to a certain extent, but we don't know them like that. So I feel like if more artists like did that, like motherfucker was crying, he was telling his story. Feeling like, yeah, like we need to hear more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, and I know we get it from the gangster artists, like, yo, I was selling narcotics, I was doing this. But like sometimes, bro, in a different, I guess, platform, in a different perspective, bro, we could feel it a little bit more than just through the music. But anyways, what do you feel about this? I think I was just talking a little bit too much. What do you feel about it? How do y'all, like, perceive Big Sean after that? And is y'all excited for the album? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides all that, y'all friendly neighborhood K.A. signing out for today. The Black TJ there while they're doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Here, like, subscribe, try to hit a little bit moto, you heard me? And I'm gone, Shlams on Peace, y'all's gang. Aye.